Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Expats in Azores. I'm your host here, Nathan Amaral, with my guest, who I actually just met in person. I've heard so many great things about her, so I'm learning a little bit about her just as you will. Melanie, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for, offering to do this. So you're very kind. Yeah.
Hi,
everybody.
Yeah. I just found out Melanie has quite an extensive background in where she's from and all that good stuff, but her roots do come here from the island. So let's start there. Let's talk about the ancestors and but you said you didn't know what islands they're from.
No, so I knew that my father's ancestors were from Madeira.
Okay.
Gomez, that's our name.
Okay.
And so we went to Madeira, and it was Paul, my other half. He was gazing out to sea, and he was like, "I'd love to go to the Azores."
Oh, wow.
And we thought, okay, let's go there. And then it was when we were on holiday twice, we decided to move. And then
Oh, whoa. Wow.
we'd actually moved here, and then my dad had got the DNA test and was told he wasn't Madeiran, he was Azorian.
Oh, wow. What a shot. Okay, but tell us
Yeah.
about that part about where you, did you find your history first and said, "Oh, we're from the Azores," or did you discover the Azores first? How did you find out about this place? Was it through your heritage or?
It was just Paul just looking and just saying, I'd love to go to the Azores. He was just gazing out to sea, and she said, "I'd love to go to the Azores."
Just looking out in
like
the ocean.
That. Yeah, that
And
was it.
where was he looking out in the ocean at that time? Where were you guys living?
In Madeira. No, we weren't living in Madeira.
No, you
so
weren't
we've
living
been in
in Madeira.
Ireland for many years.
Ireland,
Yes.
Madeira,
Galway.
then here.
Galway.
Okay.
So Madeira was just a holiday.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's where
that's
he
fantastic.
proposed to me.
Oh, that's fantastic. How long ago was that?
That must have been in... we were married in 2015, and we'd already got Sophia, our first.
Okay.
So it must have been, was it 2014?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's great.
Because I was pregnant, yeah.
And it just this came actually up a few times. We've had a few quite unique relationships. How did you and Paul meet?
Through the work.
Through work.
Through
Okay.
the work.
All
So
right,
as
awesome.
in when I say the work,
Yeah.
the work we do is helping people to heal themselves at quite a deep level. So this is like, stuff that's reaching into the spirit. It's not kind of glossing over. It's really, it can be very core stuff, and
Okay.
depending on what's happening with people, how deep they want to go,
Okay.
that sort of work.
So would this kind of work fall under personal development and people finding more about themselves and who they are, or
Yeah.
healing the past, that kind of stuff?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You could put it under that, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, you could.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And by the way, if there's also, we met through a mutual friend, Remy. Remy is
Hi,
also
Remy.
yeah. Hi, Remy. Remy is. There's also an episode of Remy which I'll post in the description. You can check out her interview. That was a great interview as well. And actually, our microphone stand here is from Remy's place, and it's been very talked about, popular microphone stand. But so when you moved here, and what were you doing for work? Were you already taking the current work you already did and just did it here, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So we both of us kind of got led into the spiritual work through through illness. Through Paul, for example, was in the army for many years, in the Irish Army, and when he was in Lebanon, he had a gun put to his head, and then the stress of that,
Yeah.
and I nearly lost a couple of members of my family. So people, often when their trauma comes up to be healed, they start searching.
Yeah.
It's often a trigger to search deeper within a person, within yourself, or when life goes wrong.
Yeah.
So for many years before that, I was doing 20, 25 years doing marine work. I'm still very passionate about that, and
Awesome. Oh,
I'm
this-
just volunteering here with
This is
with
great.
that.
Oh, are you volunteering
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And Pathway Teaching Healing for the Heart and Soul is the company that we developed in Ireland, and we're running retreats here.
Oh, that's
so,
fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, we're hoping now.
Yeah.
We had them scheduled, and then COVID hit, and now we're rescheduling.
Right. Exactly. Well, many people have actually pivoted or started new lives and ventures during COVID. But for you, I think in your business, a lot more people just went online,
Yes.
right? And the retreats did slow down. I mean, I agree. I was I call it the seminar industry for many years, and all those retreats and seminars just kind of canceled out.
Yes.
But I think they're picking back up again, yeah?
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was,
Yeah.
I had some interest this morning on one of the retreats I'm running in September, and we're delighted to be in partnership with the Senhora de Rosa Tradition and Nature Hotel that
Oh,
Joanna
fantastic.
runs. It's
Yeah.
a family-run hotel.
Yeah.
Amazing food, and then Terra Azul are going to be doing the whale and dolphin watching for that.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
yeah, with
fantastic.
Miguel. So that's wonderful.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We're honored to be part of that too.
That is good. Going back to your work, and I actually have a little interest in this myself because when I was almost 17 and a half, 18 years old, I got into a serious car accident.
Okay.
And I had these moments where I was in the hospital and the EMTs came back and one of the police officers came back and they just said, you're lucky to be alive. And I remember one of the EMTs said, you're here for a reason. And at 17 years old, that just stuck in my head. I was living kind of a crazy life, doing whatever I wanted. But those moments and those words like really stuck with me. And I remember going back to the junk scrapyard where the car was and just seeing the collapsed car and blood everywhere and saying, what would happen if I died that day? Like, did I live to the fullest? Did I do what I wanted to? How would my life, what would I want to live my life? Have I lived it fully? And I definitely went on this big soul search.
Yeah.
And like really kind of diving deeper into maybe the decisions I was making, and if I was living a life on purpose. Can you share a little bit about that in your work? Do you discover some of those things, or?
Yeah, definitely. So I think there are many therapies that help, but the one thing that I think that led us, like we do shamanic work. So it's very much, it leads you out of your head into your heart, and it connects you with the spirit and the elements on earth. So it's a very different concept to people who've been, this is the way, very different concept to Western mind concept how life is.
Sure.
It completely breaks that down when you really embody it. Like the plant medicines, the vision quest, which is a practice where you go out in nature and you don't eat and you don't drink for depending on how many days you want to do it for.
Yeah.
But it's done in ceremony, and things like that can be very powerful. But also with something like an accident like yours, me and Paul would, basically journey to the spirit world and ask, what do we need to do? So we get out of the way. But it took me so many years to learn how to do that because
really?
I'm a white scientist by training. Like I really needed. I've been years at it. Years.
Yeah.
I couldn't even meditate.
Wow.
I was so busy in my head. I had no room for spirit, no room for my intuition.
Wow.
I was full of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think also in this work, when you ask to sincerely help, you're like, then things happen in your life. They show you, the spirit guides, the angels, they show you what you need to heal in yourself to make. So me and Paul are always asking, to be of better service to humanity and the earth. What is it that we need to heal now? What is it? How can we? And then the communication gets clearer and clearer.
Yeah.
So as you go on in the journey, so at times with an accident like that, sometimes part of your soul, your being can split off. So it can just leave. And it's like, sometimes it can come back by very simple things, like your friends talking to you and you talking it out. And when often there's a big gush of emotion, that's sometimes when the soul has come back in anyway.
Yeah.
But sometimes it hasn't come back in. Sometimes there's there's a healing that's needed in the aura, and the spirit of the soul needs brought back. And that's where me and Paul would do quite a bit of soul retrieval work and ancestral healing in people's lines and that kind of thing.
Wow.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it,
Yeah.
and that's some very powerful and deep stuff. We're not going to give you a free consultation session right now, but I'm sure this. We'll put a link in the description also as well for the work that you and Paul do. Could you kind of just give us like a 30-second overview of what the business and what you guys, how you can help someone?
Yeah. So pathway teaching. It's healing for the heart and soul, and it's all about helping you to move deeper into yourself and empowering you to to connect with why you really came here as a soul, not so much as to why you think, why you think you came here, or the judgments or the things that society's put on you, what you feel you should do, but why you really, really came here as a soul. That's in essence.
That's powerful.
What it's about.
And the way
Connecting with the heart.
Yeah, connecting with the heart. Finding a purpose. I love that you said that. Like, connecting with the soul. I love that. Oh, you have beautiful eyes.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Again, this is the first time we've met in person. We've had numerous conversations, but wow, yeah, maybe it's that soul stuff going on there.
There you go.
It works. It really does. I've had so many experiences in my life where even after that car accident, I started going deeper into soul searching and just doing all kinds of different methods. So I'm really curious to hear about that. And if you're curious as well, check the link in the description. Let's get back to the Azores here. So you've been here for a few years. What's been your favorite part about living here?
So I love the local community. I find me and Paul, we go down every morning and we're trying to, we don't speak perfect Portuguese, but we're trying to learn Portuguese and have the banter with the people,
And this is your favorite swimming hole, right?
I have every day, every day.
This is where they swim every day down here.
Every day. And so I find the Portuguese people, the Azorean people, particularly warm-hearted, very, very connected to children, very kind. The pace of life is slower.
Yeah.
I also love the way I'm so grateful for the climate and the way we can walk. So we're in town and we can walk to school and walk here.
Yeah.
And I love not using a car.
Yeah.
Partly for the environmental reasons, but also just for the lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Being able to walk and things like that. I think, when you appreciate life, I think it's the little things that add up.
That's
that you're
so
just you're grateful for.
That's so true. Yeah, I like how it is a very walkable city. You live in town?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
near
just
the
makes
market at the minute.
Oh yeah, that's so great. I mean, it's so convenient for those who are thinking like, hey, I'm going to come to the Azores. Where should I go? Where should I stay? Even if you stay downtown, everything is walkable. Everything is in close distance and proximity to the water. That's a really nice thing. What's been your favorite side of the island outside of the city?
Anywhere where there's sea.
Which is like that way and that way. It's so clear. It's so close.
I love Setsidades though.
Setsidades is one of my favorites.
I love Setsidades.
Yeah. There's a peace to that area.
There is.
I can't explain it. Like I remember one of my friends who's a local, he said, "Oh, I don't like the city. It seems dreary." I find it very peaceful in that area. I don't know why. It's just like a calmness that's, I don't know, it's unique. It's got something special to it.
Yeah, there's very feminine energy there and more masculine energy, I think, at Fogo.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I haven't properly connected. Maybe if I quested, I would get it clearer.
Yeah.
But it's very very special.
That's a good observation. I never thought of it that way. That's great. And so what would you share? What would you tell someone who's maybe thinking about like either relocating or even trying out? What would you tell someone who's thinking about relocating, about coming here to the Azores rather than somewhere else?
Well, I would say the only way you'll truly know is to sit and take time to follow your heart and make room for your intuition, and because that way then the true guidance will come through. I always find that me and Paul will do a ceremony to connect with our ancestors and ask for guidance. Always the ancestors in heaven, to lead us to the right place. And I think that that's a question that each individual has to find and each individual has to answer.
That's a great response, though. It's very unique because some people would say, oh, check out the cost of living, check out whatever it may be, the lifestyle. So yeah, it's a very unique approach. I like that. And what about the community? How have you found? You mentioned a little bit about the Portuguese community. What about the expat community and maybe getting associated with people who typically speak English or from different countries? How's been your experience with that?
Yeah, so I'm really grateful for the expat community because we've got some great friends within that, and it's I love both communities, and it was always our intent that when we moved here, it was really, really important to go to a Portuguese school.
Okay.
We wouldn't, if there was an English-speaking school, we wouldn't have sent our kids there.
Oh, okay, that's
because we moved here to integrate with the community and not be separate from it.
That's a good point.
So a lot of the activities I do, I try to meet the Portuguese people. And yes, I'll always be open to the expat friends because it's fantastic just talking English, when it's your main language.
So true.
And we'll always have friends in that community.
Yeah.
But we integrate into both.
That's a great point you bring up. So for those who are thinking about, my kids, where should they go and how would they integrate? So even the same with my kids, I put them right into a Portuguese school. They do have English as a second optional language if they wanted to. But I just integrated right with the community. I think that is really helpful so that you're not feeling like you're separated or anything like that. And I find like even the community, even Portuguese people are, they're very friendly and welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think especially if your kids are young, they'll just learn it like a sponge.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, Sophia's 6 and she's teaching me Portuguese already.
Really? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's so true.
I think I'm mommy.
I was listening to my daughter speak Portuguese to the neighbor, and I literally recorded the conversation. I was so impressed, sent it to her grandparents, and I was like, look at my daughter. She's speaking Portuguese better than I am, True Michelens. It was so great. Oh, it's so powerful. Oh, goodness. And another question I had for you was, it's just spaced my mind. Hold on. The food. Let's talk about the food. What's been your, love the food, hate the food? What's been some of your favorite spots for food here?
Okay, so I love being able to go to the market and use no plastic.
Oh, yeah.
So I bring a bag, I pack it in. So in Ireland, my whole shop would have been loads of plastic and packaging.
So true.
So bad for the sea.
Yeah.
I just love going to the market, packing everything in, and I'm always saying, sin sac, por favor, sin sac, por favor, everywhere I go. So do the same, because the sea will be grateful.
Yeah, that's
because they do use a lot of those plastic bags.
True.
And I know there's a lot of options. One of the guys I think in the Eastern, I'm not sure which country, but he's already developed a seaweed packaging just like plastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, made out of seaweed that biodegrades for like those, those teacups. I think we could just push that a little more, to move it faster, it might reach countries like here. But the food, I love the fresh fruit. I love the ability that everything grows here. Of course, there's things you miss and things that are slower to be sent here. I think on speaking Portuguese, I think that certainly with the post, I think it would help. But I love the food.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It truly is. There's some great dishes here. Local dishes that maybe some people would never consider trying. Have you tried the pulvo, the octopus?
Oh no, I don't eat fish.
Oh, you don't eat fish? Okay, yeah. I don't eat it either. I'm okay with not eating octopus, but it's a common dish. It's a local traditional dish that people tend to enjoy. Are you? Was it vegan, or there's so many out there?
I'm mostly vegan. Yeah, if I can be, but my rules are a little bit,
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in town that you like to go to the most?
I love the one with the sea just there. Is it Baía Daniels? Is that what you call it?
On juice there?
Stage? Just the one there.
The one here, Stage? Yeah.
Yeah, we go there. They're very nice to us there.
Yeah, it's
a
good place.
Us there.
It is a good place.
Yeah,
awesome. I'll put a link in the description for that place as well.
Yeah.
Great. Any final thoughts you want to share with someone who may be, thinking about the Azores or traveling here or anything like that?
Well, I think it's always good to go on holiday too. Go on holiday and speak to people and just see what you feel and whatever you decide, good luck.
Yeah.
And, thanks for watching. Thank you very much.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, guys, and if you want to check out more episodes of the Expats in Azores, the playlist will be in the description. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.